All right, Jim, let's get another question here. This one was sent via the Cult of Cornette Facebook group by Matt Winans. Is there a certain characteristic that makes a wrestler a good tag team wrestler? People like Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson, and Ricky Morton had good singles success, but is there a certain trait or ability that makes them such outstanding tag team wrestlers?
You know, there are guys who are better tag team wrestlers than singles. Some of it has to do with, well, you're not like an outstanding singles personality on your own, but you blend well with somebody else's team. That's from a personality, from a gimmick or standpoint or whatever. But some guys just understand tag team wrestling better than others. They just get it better. But there's no real one characteristic you can point to otherwise than that guy gets it better. It's like, how can you point to a better singer or a better painter? Well, that guy he sees what he wants to do and he replicates it from his mind to his talent. And a lot of guys just, get the tag team thing better and they flow with it. You can't want to be the big dog on a tag team. You have to share the spotlight. So you can't be too much of an egotist unless your partner is too, and you're being egotistical together. But a lot of guys, as you mentioned, Bobby Eaton, he was a great worker, but he wasn't a main event singles guy on his own, even with a manager to talk. But as part of a team with someone, close to as good as he was, nobody was as good, and close to the same size and can meld together with the teamwork, then you wouldn't necessarily buy Bobby Eaton against Animal in a single match, but you bought the Midnight Express against the Road Warriors because we were sneaky and tricky. So it just sometimes it works out that way. The guys are better in teams.
What would have happened to you? What would your career be like today if when Watts in 83 came and started picking talent, if he said, I want that guy to manage Dennis Condrey and Carl Fergie?
Oh, Jesus. Hopefully. And I love Carl Fergie, cousin Carl, but I think he would agree he probably wasn't going to be a main event wrestler. I think hopefully me and Dennis would have emerged unscathed somewhere else.
Are there guys that are good at calling tag team matches, but for whatever reason, they can't get it down for a singles match?
Probably just because the guys that were really good at calling tag team matches, that was their primary experience, and they had less of it in a featured singles position. So it may be true, but I don't know which comes first, the chicken or the egg. Because we talked about the other day, just real quick, a guy that had the opposite problem in that he'd been in a tag, that problem, not opposite, but same thing. He'd been in a tag team, Hernandez and Homicide, all of his major league career, and then they just threw him out in singles matches. And he didn't know how to put it together because it was a different thing.